Hello everyone, my name is Santiago Birch. I'm a student of Biology 043 Part 2, and this is my natural selection presentation assignment. So for this assignment, as you can see on the title, I chose owls because I think they're one of the coolest looking animals in the wild, so there really wasn't much hesitation in choosing that animal. As you can see, here's a list of contents that we're going to be looking at and going through, so let's get right to it. So, here are 4 different species of owls. On the upper left is a barn owl. On the bottom left are 4 burrowing owls. On the upper right is a snowy owl, and on the bottom right is a great gray owl. Now, here's another slide of other different species: a little owl, a spotted owl, and an elf owl. And you could probably notice there are some differences between them in their environment, between all of them in their environment and their plumage and their height and how they look like. It may not be maybe a little bit trickier in the plumage area, but you can see in this slide as well, they have different faces, different eyes, and different plumage. So considering that there's many subspecies of owls, to shorten it, I just chose 2 of them. Here we are, the great horned owl and the snowy owl. Now right away you can again see some of the differences that were pointed out in the other species. Their environments are different, their biome is different, they look different, not just in like terms of plumage, but their faces, their eyes, and even how they've developed. Great horned owls also have a population globally of 5.7 million compared to snowy owls, who are listed to only have 28,000 mature individuals. Also, the snowy owls are listed as endangered by the IUCN Red List. More on that later. So you can see here on their feathers that they're different. The great horned owl is a little bit more varied during its plumage, and the snowy owl would have a singular color if it weren't for the black speckled all over its feathers. And you can see that in its litter, there's some similarities, some differences between them, but here's something interesting. Great horned owls have 1 to 4 eggs, 2 being the most common. Snowy owls lay 4 through 8 eggs, and that's just only their average. So, what does this have to do with natural selection? The great horned owl has great feathers for camouflage purposes, has few brood, a group of baby owls is what a brood is called, but quite a huge population, lives in North America and in other areas with much predominance, and the snowy owl has white feathers for camouflage purposes, has many brood but not a big population overall, lives in, predictably, snowy areas of North America and Palearctic. So again, what does natural selection have to do with this? Well, natural selection is a mechanism of evolution. Organisms that are more adapted to their environment are more likely to survive and pass on the genes that lead to their success. This process causes species to change and diverge over time, as stated by the Natural History Museum. So, the great horned owl's feathers have changed to adapt with the forests, deserts, and other biomes, not just in the Americas, but in other areas as well. In contrast, the snowy owl only really has developed to survive in areas of pure white, such as snow. The great horned owl has just a small brood, but a much larger population. The snowy owl, a larger brood, but a far less population in numbers. While one is listed as vulnerable, the other is listed as of the least concern. Natural selection has changed them both to suit their needs. The great horned owl is better suited for other areas, while the snowy owl is suited for only one. This gives the great horned owl an advantage over the snowy owl, in that it is better suited to handle other places of nature than the snowy owl. It also doesn't help that the snowy owl is endangered, and the American Bird Conservancy says that during migration, snowy owls are often the victim of traffic and planes, which during vacation times, as people are moving during snow and everything, is more likely. In this we can see how natural selection has repercussions even to other generations and even the population size itself. Natural selection can be best described as, if it worked once, it'll work again. Continuing to pass these traits will assert a species' dominance and increase its survival. Such is the way with even other species. In conclusion, natural selection perfects and weeds out the traits that are not suitable for species' survival or dependence. This can produce a wide range of consequences, ones which future populations may be unable to change or reverse in the future. Finally, natural selection is as evident here in these two owls as it was, as it is, and as it will be. Thank you very much. My name is Santiago Birch. I'm a student in Biology 043 Part 2, and this is my natural selection presentation assignment.